Friends, I need to share some very important news with you today. Starting September 30th, 2025, Social Security and disability payments will completely change. Yes, you heard that right after this date, the system will no longer work the same way. President Trump signed an executive order back in March that changes how Social Security benefits are delivered. This impacts millions of retirees, people on disability, as well as widows and survivors who receive monthly checks. And here's the most critical part. If you don't take action before the deadline, your payment could be delayed or even stopped altogether. But don't panic. I'm going to explain everything step by step, and I'll show you exactly what you need to do to protect your benefits. So, let's start with the big question. Why is this change happening? The Trump administration has been pushing to cut down on wasteful spending and stop fraud in government programs. One of the biggest problems they found is with paper checks. Here are the facts straight from the Social Security Administration. Each paper check costs the government about 50 cents. Each electronic payment costs just 15 cents. That's a savings of 35 cents per person. When you multiply that by over 70 million beneficiaries, it adds up to billions of dollars every year. And then there's the security issue. Paper checks are 16 times more likely to be lost or stolen compared to direct deposit. For seniors, that can mean missing a payment, waiting weeks for a replacement, and being vulnerable to fraud. That's why, starting September 30th, the government will no longer send paper checks. So what do you need to do? You've got two options. Open a bank or credit union account, then update your information with Social Security. Or sign up for the Direct Express debit card. This is a prepaid debit card backed by the U.S. Treasury. It's designed for people who don't want or can't open a regular bank account. Your benefits are loaded directly onto the card each month, and you can use it anywhere debit cards are accepted or withdraw cash from ATMs. To apply, go to the official site, godirect.gov. But remember, you must make the switch before September 30th. If you don't, your benefits will not arrive by mail anymore, and you could be left waiting without your monthly payment. Now, let's move on to the second major update, COLA, the Cost of Living Adjustment. Every year, Social Security benefits are adjusted based on inflation. But in recent years, those increases have fallen way short of what retirees actually need. Let me give you some examples. In 2021, the COLA was just 1.3%. Some years, it was no increase at all. For 2025, the raise was 2.5%. For 2026, it's projected to be only 2.7%. Meanwhile, groceries, rent, and medical costs have been rising much faster, sometimes 10% or more in a single year. That's why so many seniors feel like they're falling behind. But here's the good news. A bill in Congress right now called the Guaranteed 3% COLA Act could change everything. If it passes, Social Security benefits would never increase by less than 3%. So in low inflation years, you'd still get at least 3%. In high inflation years, you'd get even more. This would be a huge step toward protecting retirees from losing purchasing power as the cost of living keeps going up. Next, let's talk about the 2032 Social Security crisis you've probably heard about. For years, experts have been warning that the Social Security Trust Fund will run out of money. Here's why. Social Security is funded by payroll taxes. But as the population ages, there are fewer workers paying in and more retirees drawing benefits. That imbalance creates a shortfall. Right now, projections show that if nothing changes, the trust fund will be depleted by 2032. At that point, benefits would have to be cut by about 25%, across the board. So if you get $1,000 a month, you'd only get $750. If you get $2,000, you'd be cut down to $1,500. But there's a new plan on the table that could prevent this. Lawmakers from both parties are now considering creating a $1.5 trillion investment fund. Here's how it would work. The government would invest about $300 billion a year over the next 5 years. That money would then grow over the next 70 years, creating a safety net for Social Security. The goal is to use the investment gains to cover future shortfalls so that benefits never have to be cut. And unlike many past proposals, this one actually has bipartisan support. That means both Republicans and Democrats are finally taking it seriously, and that's a very good sign. Finally, let's touch briefly on Medicare. The open enrollment period is coming up soon. Every year, millions of people stick with the wrong plan and end up either paying too much or not getting the coverage they need. That's why it's crucial to review your plan carefully during open enrollment. You could save a lot of money and get better coverage. So, to wrap up, starting September 30th, paper checks are gone for good. You must switch to direct deposit or the Direct Express card. A bill in Congress could guarantee at least 3% COLA increases every year. A new $1.5 trillion fund could save Social Security from the 2032 crisis. And Medicare open enrollment is right around the corner. Don't miss it. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with others who need this information. And drop a comment below with your city and state. I'd love to see where you're watching from. I'll be back tomorrow with more updates you don't want to miss. And that's the update for today, friends. If you found this information helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future updates. Also, let's help each other out down in the comments. If you already know how to make the switch to direct deposit or the Direct Express card, share your experience. And if you're confused or not sure what to do, drop your questions. Someone in the community might have the answer. Remember, the more we talk and share, the easier this transition will be for everyone. So don't just watch, get involved. Thanks for being here. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.